Good morning, Bravehearts, and good morning, Garfield. Welcome back to Marv in the Morning, episode 55. 55, man. I can't believe how many of these we've done already. Welcome back. Once again, feels good to be here. Feels great. Monday morning, a new week, a new day. It's decent outside. A little bit of a great day, but hey, it's January. What are you gonna do, right? January in Jersey. What are you gonna do? But welcome back. You had a pretty chill weekend. Not the most eventful, but also I didn't want it to be. I wanted to mellow out. I wanted to kind of meditate and relax and kind of grow some facial hair back. I just wanted to chill this weekend, honestly. So the intent of today is just to kind of have a more vaneful episode. There's gonna be a lot of vanity today, honestly. But I hope that in me you can see yourself and whatever you're going after, whatever dream you have, and whatever craft you're working on. You take what I have done as an example, as a show of what can be done with what you're doing. You know what you can do, to put it gently. What's up, Taco? How you doing, brother? He said, "Early gang, early indeed." How you doing, bro? So yeah, I hope you enjoy this one. I was gonna do a more podcast focused topic since we haven't done one in a while, but this is what I woke up with on my mind this morning, and hopefully it makes sense by the end of it. But yeah, welcome back. You know the usual: subscribe, thumbs up, notification bell, all that jazz. If you're new here, I want to do a daily shout out today. We haven't done a daily shout out in a hot min, but let's do a daily shout out for Afternoon FN. The podcast from Matthew Zaytoon, my bro, my only rival in this world. Creatively, too much love for that guy. He calls me up the other day and he said, Marv, thank you for bringing me into this world, introducing me to podcasting, and he's in love with it now. He's in love with it. So, the call, warmed up my soul a little bit. And I was like, well, Matt, everybody's podcasting, you don't really need me to introduce you to it, so I can't take any credit for it. But I'm happy to see him doing it. I'm happy to see him grinding. He's had some great guests. He's interviewing folks now. He's in a great facility. He's in a great place, in a great community with Prototype. So he's got guests in every corner. He probably can't throw a pebble without hitting a great person, an amazing individual who can give a great interview. So shout out to Afternoon FM. Check him out on YouTube. That's where I check him out at. I believe he has the episodes up on Instagram as well, entire full episodes on Instagram. And yeah, check him out. Show him some love. Tell him that I sent you. Afternoon FM. I listened to the one with the crazy ass Patterson skaters, and that was pretty cool, man. Getting to see some young guys that are in my city, my hometown, doing amazing stuff. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, Taco's doing good. Good to see you, Taco. Been a hot minute. I gotta catch up with you on where I'm at in One Piece. I just read, because I'm reading it. I just read the fight between Zoro and Mihawks. Man, that was pretty epic, man. Pulled out that tiny sword. He said, "This is all I need to defeat you." I might be a One Piece fan now, guys. I don't know. I don't know. It might be happening to me. Shout out to that One Piece talk. They're getting me into it. They're definitely getting me into it. But yeah, check out Afternoon FM. Show Matt some love. He's had great guests up there. The one where Rashad is where I left off at. So I enjoyed hearing all their stories. Everybody. Shout out to Prototype. That's my home away from home. My studio away from this studio. If I'm not here, I'm probably there. So show love to both, for sure. So we're in January. In January, I'm always anxious and excited because then the following month is my birthday month, February. I'm a February Aquarius kid, and while I don't really follow the zodiacs or anything like that, for my birthday, I definitely do it up too. And last year we had an open mic on my birthday, but this year I think I wanna do something more podcast focused. So I'm thinking of something along the lines of like a Bravery podcast jam. Something like live shows, kind of like how we did with the ladies of Bravery, but collect like 3 or 4 different podcasts, do a live show, call it Bravery Podcast Jam. Have music, vendors, food, and yeah, man, just rock out and network and have a great time. So I'm thinking of something like that in the beginning of the month. Then on my actual birthday, I'm trying to plan out something along the lines of like a big Lebowski party. Everybody wears robes and sunglasses and beards, and yeah, just that one's a little more intimate, probably just with my close friends and people that I invite. But yeah, I think that would be awesome to do like a big Lebowski party. So right now I'm fantasizing about what I could do next month, and I'm in the planning phases of it all. We got Brian Green in the building. What up, B? How's it going, bro? So yeah, I'm planning it all. I'm putting it all together about what I'm gonna do next month, for sure. Taco says we did it. We indoctrinated him into the One Piece cult. Yeah, I've been indoctrinated. I'm watching. I'm reading One Piece religiously now, and yeah, I'm digging. I'm digging. I'm at the part where they're fighting on this restaurant boat thing, and the guy tells him, he's like, "Hey, you got to feed my crew so then we could take over this boat." The logic of pirates, right? The logic of pirates: feed us so we can take over your jazz, right? You gotta love it. Gotta love the logic of pirates. But yeah, Big Lebowski party. That's what I'm thinking for a more intimate thing, and then probably one more thing in the month, maybe something more gaming related. That way, I get all my loves in there, and this is a heartfelt, passionate episode. So, yeah, let's do something fun with gaming things too. I think I have struggled a bit with the gaming centric events. I guess because my focus always has to go towards, um, you know, my objective, my the reason I have a business to begin with is which is podcasting. So, but I got Scooter helping me with the gaming stuff. So we're gonna put something together, maybe in a month, maybe just a casual, brave and bold casual gaming night. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, what else we got on the docket? Well, this week I have a very special episode coming out of Live from Bravery Studios with someone who I consider to be like a hero of mine. Um, Donnie Brasco. Real name is Joseph Pistone, a Pattersonian. This guy's from the same hometown as me. He infiltrated the mob in the 70s, the New York mob, the Bonanno crime family. Went undercover for like 3 years. Just infiltrating. Almost became a made guy. Almost got it, I guess, inducted into the secret society of mobsters over here. And right before he was to be made, they pulled him out. There was a lot of killing going on, a lot of murders, crimes. There was a war going on between within that family. So the FBI pulled him out and then revealed his identity. So there's been a hit on his head for like decades already. But he's written books. He has a movie about him. If you want to check out the movie Donnie Brasco with Johnny Depp and Al Pacino, pretty high profile cast in that movie. Pretty high profile movie. I watched that movie. I remember at a cousin's house as a kid. I remember him renting it from Blockbuster. I really remember Jesse. If Jesse ever watches this, I remember being at your house. Maybe I was like 7 or 8 years old. I can't remember the exact year, but I remember sitting in the living room. He's watching it. And, I'm still a kid. I'm still playing with my wrestling toys. So I didn't really focus on the movie too much because it was a drama. And I don't know if I had the what's it called? I couldn't focus on it for too long. But yeah, so Jesse was watching it with his pops, and they were talking about it. And I finally, as a teenager, I bought the DVD myself, watched it, loved it. Did not know this guy was from Patterson at all. Did not know that this guy was from the same place as me. I'm sure my cousin didn't know either. It's not mentioned in the movie. But yeah, so the guy's from Patterson, and I found that out. I think I must have like Googled his name in high school on one of the computers and figured that out. And it said that he was from Patterson. Oh no, I think what it was is I was looking up famous people from Patterson on Wikipedia. I think they have like a list of famous Pattersonians, and then Donnie Brasco, Joe Pistone was one of them. So I was like, what? That's crazy. So yeah. So then from there, I became a fan. I became a super fan of Joe Pistone. I've watched shows he's worked on. I've listened to his podcast. He has a great podcast now called Deep Cover. And yeah, I wish that was something that the movie mentioned, that he was from Patterson, because I think, my town, people aren't really proud to say they're from Patterson often. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of pride in the city, and I think that comes from a lack of heroes, a lack of people who came from the same place as us. Like even like a lack of celebrity. You hear New York, you hear all these famous people that came from this place, and it makes you think I can make it too. If they made it here, then I can make it here. And in Patterson, that's not really the case because there aren't too many people who made it. Of the few, I can say probably like Victor Cruz, a Giants player, football player. Uh, who else we got? Tim Thomas played for the Knicks for a while. Fetty Wap, rapper, he had a great year. 2016 he was the king of 2016, but his career seemed to be short lived. So yeah, I think we need more heroes in our town, and I hope that with the podcast, with the interview I did with Joe, it gives people hope, and shows them that hey, good things can come from a tough place. So we'll see what happens, man. I mean, I tagged the mayor. Hopefully, we get a statue built of Joe soon. That's what I'm hoping for. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But that leads me into the meat and potatoes of what this episode is going to be about. And it's essentially about putting your heart and your soul into your craft. The things that I grew up passionate about, the things that molded me into who I am. I want that to show. I've always attempted to let that shine through what I do every day. Uh, I take pride in where I'm from. So where I'm from is always mentioned in what I do, and it serves an example of I guess you can say the way that the city is kind of this industrial, green, blue collar society town, where there was workers, there was a lot of industry, a lot of factories, but then in the modern day, that is just only the backdrop of a more urban, a more hip hop centric town. And I guess I try to represent that in who I am too, a kind of vintage blue collar look that I keep to myself, about myself. And I try to represent it in a more modern kind of hip hop flavor, I guess you can say. I mean, my town doesn't have any big heroes or celebrities either, so I can relate. I think there is famous people from BC. I think there is in British Columbia. I think so. I think I've heard. I might be wrong, Taco, but I think I have heard that. Anyway, you're a hero over there. You're the hero of darkness, so you are the hero of BC. But yeah, I think I also know that when musicians specifically, when they are suffering, when their heart is on their sleeve and they're vulnerable, this is when they are at their most creative and create the most beautiful of art. The most passionate of projects. And now, if you can also somehow always do that, what if you can always do that? What if you can always put your heart into what you're doing? What if you can always put out these passionate, beautiful works of art? Do you have to suffer? Does it have to be that way? Or can you just let this be your norm, your status quo? And that's what I've been fighting for, to make the passionate and the heartfelt moments be the status quo rather than these drawn out sessions of redundancy or normacy, and then this big beautiful boom, this is my love, anger, sorrow in this one package. Instead, let that be the timeline, let that be the through line through everything that I do. And that's what I've attempted it here. I've tried to be passionate about everything that I work on, whether it be my project or a client's project, one of the Bravery family podcasts in here. I really do try to do it. And I guess there's been moments where I may have felt like I failed at it. I failed at putting my heart and really putting out something stellar. So I want to try to do it more, to put it as simple as possible. So this year, I've kind of been asking all my podcasters this week as they've come in, like, hey, what do you want to do new this year? What vision do you have for your podcast this year that I can help you achieve? I want to put my heart into what you're doing as well. Um, I listened to a podcast maybe a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a month ago now at this point, where my name was mentioned, and I'm like, what? I was like, wow, that's awesome. But it was sort of in a negative way. It was sort of like, I don't know if they were kind of saying, hey, Marv kind of just hits record and then hits stop and hands you your work and then sends you out there. And I've never felt that way. I've always felt like I've given everything my all. I've kind of felt like I've gone over and above for most of the people that worked here that have asked of it. I try to match the heart of who's recording. If they're conversational, if they're showing efforts of growth, and if they're explaining their vision to me, then I kind of dig in and say, hey, I'm going to go in there with you. I'm your guy. I'm in the trenches with you. And of course, I do have some moments where people, they just come to the studio, they just want their recording, they just want their files, and they're on their way, and I probably don't hear from them again. I've tried to conversate and bond. I have this need for gathering and community. I guess growing up in like a broken home, pops was there, mom was there, everybody was there, but it was a lot of strife, if I could put it in one word. But the need to build a family and to build a community has always been a desire of mine. I guess is why I kind of went to church a lot as a kid. I think in church as a kid, I think that was the only place that I really felt loved by people outside of my immediate family. But I'm referring to my city, not my province, Scott Taco. Okay, so you got to be that hero, bro. You got to be the hero of your city. But yeah, I want to definitely put my heart into everyone that walks in here. Give them as much as I can, without overwhelming myself as well. And I want them to put their heart into what they're doing as well. I don't want to have a podcast here that I'm just handing files to and then they're walking out the door. I want to absolutely, give them my all, my love, my anger, all of my sorrow, put everything into what they're doing to help them reach their vision. That is for a fact, and that's one of my goals this year, overall, to kind of get as close to this person's vision as possible, help them grow, make them feel like they're part of a community, most of all, because growth is a lot easier when you're doing it as a community. It takes a village to raise a podcast, I believe. And I think we have an awesome community here in Bravery Studios. I can't think of a single client that I don't love, because it used to be that way. It used to be, hey, I'll take this guy's money, even though I'm not really fond of his personality, his character, he or she. But, I got to do what I got to do to grow the business. But now it's not like that anymore. Now we're in an excellent place, and everyone that walks in here, I'm extremely fond of. I don't have a single person in here who I wouldn't go out with and have a drink with, And I think that's the criteria. This is the criteria. Hey, would I go out and have a beer with this person? That's kind of, that kind of is the filter I pass them through. If I can't really go out and have a beer with you, and then I don't know if I want to work with you. Not that it means you're a bad person, but maybe you're not, necessarily my kind of person. So it's an odd scale, but I think it works, because right now everybody that walks in here, I'm extremely fond of, and I'm proud to work with. Mondo proud to work with, that's for sure. But if I've not given something my all, and I've not really, I guess, demonstrated how much I care for everyone that I work with, I apologize, but I do. I do want to help everyone achieve their dream, just like how I've kind of achieved mine already. I am living the dream. I got to escape the 9 to 5, grind. I got to make what I love feed me. I love art. I love podcasting. I love gaming. I got to make all these things pay the bills for me. And I want to do that for other people too. I definitely do. I want to do that for other people too, and help everyone achieve their dream. I have been in situations where I guess I mean I don't know, betrayal is too strong of a word, but I have felt betrayed. Like I've kind of felt like I've helped people, and without saying any real names, because this is a delicate line I gotta walk. I've taught people how to do this thing. I've taught people the formula, and they've gone off and kind of become my competition. And I'm kind of weary of that. So when someone asks me something that's kind of on the business side of things, hey, teach me how you do this, teach me how you do that, my defenses do go up high. I didn't create a podcast studio. I didn't invent it, and I didn't patent the idea. But I also don't want to create my own competition as well. So I am kind of on the defense when I get questions like that. But I guess I have to learn what the defense is a little bit, because I do want, if that is their dream and that's what they want to do, and who knows where I'll be in 10 years, helping someone with what they're doing now. Maybe they'll help me out in the future if I needed it. Who knows? We shall see. But for the most part, I want to give everyone in my heart, so I'll do it for everyone. And everyone that I want to work with, everyone that's here. If you're in Bravery Studios, it's because I want you here. So that means that you have earned my trust and my love, and I've allowed you to become part of my family. So I definitely want to give them more. So I want to help everyone achieve their dreams. And right now, that's the goal for the year, I guess, to get everyone closer to their dreams. Absolutely make their dreams a reality, if it's within my power. That's for sure. I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else than what I'm doing now. I couldn't imagine. At one point, right after high school, I was thinking about joining the military because I couldn't figure out what I want to do with my life. Not that would have been a bad thing, but I don't know if I would have been here. I don't know if I would have been here doing this if I had done that. Thank God that this found me. I didn't find podcasting. I didn't even come up with the idea for the podcast studio. It was a good friend of mine, but he chose to do other things, and I saw that this could become something. This could be something big, and it has become that. It has, and I'm happy to be here. So yeah, I want to put my heart and soul into everything. I want to work with the town that I'm in. I want to teach kids from that high school how to podcast. Give them somewhere to go after school. Hey, you want podcast lessons? Come over to Bravery. Let's teach you how to become a Braveheart, right? Yeah, I want to do all these things. And I guess there's been moments where I felt like, hey, this might fail. And in those moments, I've kind of felt like I'm going to, more so than myself, I'm going to let down the people that I care about. I'm going to let down, my family, my Bravery family. I'm also going to let down my friends and family and close family that have helped me to get to where I am. I'm no island. I didn't get here by myself. My pops, he definitely helped out a lot to help me get here. Thank God he believes in me. My close friends, and I probably owe all of my close friends money, and they never come hounding me for dough because they I guess they understand. I mean, I'm lucky to have the friends that I do. I'm lucky to have the friends that I do. Thank God for who I grew up around. But yeah, if I fail, then I'm letting them down too. I'm showing that they threw away what their investment in me. So I gotta succeed for everyone. At this point, it's not just about me. I call this a vainful episode. It's for everyone that believes in me too. I can't let them down. And yeah, I guess if someone is to think that someone walks in here and it's just an even exchange process. Hey, here's your product, and you're on your way. I gotta change that, because I gotta change it if that's the narrative of people that are viewing me from the outside. I want people to know, like, hey, no, I will pull the moon out of the night sky for you if I can. That's the agreement that I make. That's the pact that I make with anyone who walks into bravery. Let's pull the moon out of the night sky, baby. So behind me, I guess I don't know which direction that is. It has to be in this direction, right? Behind me, I have a picture of Don Quixote. Don Quixote, I guess if you're saying it in the correct Spanish pronunciation. And this guy's actually that's a picture of Cervantes, which is the writer of Don Quixote. Don Quixote, I think, is the number two best-selling book of all time, only behind the Bible. And I think the Bible has probably like a tremendous lead on it. It's got a couple centuries of existence above before Cervantes was even born, right? But I like. I haven't read Don Quixote. I want to sit there and lie to you, but from what I've heard of it and what I've taken away from the story is that this is a man. Don Quixote is a guy who was in love with the tale of a romantic or the romantic adventure. He makes it romantic, just to glamorizes that life, the life of adventure, and he's in love with it. And he wants to go back to the old times. It's a nostalgic filled character who wants to go back to the olden times of heroes and princesses and capers. He's passionate about those days. I guess the olden days. He's a romantic character, and I hope that I am the modern day representation of that. The Don Quixote type, the dreamer, the romantic, the guy who has these visions and makes everything sound beautiful when he describes his adventure. It has been an adventure. It has been a beautiful struggle to get to where I am. But struggle and suffering only make the ending of the story much more beautiful and much more worth it. So I take away that from what I know of the book. One day I got to sit down and actually read Don Quixote. I'm not much of a reader, so it makes it kind of tough. But maybe they have it like in comic book form, or maybe there's a good movie I can watch on it, or a graphic novel. We'll see. I'm gonna look that up actually after this. But yeah, suffering can be good. Suffering can lead to good. Struggle can lead to character building. It can build character. It makes you who you are. And while I think it kind of sucked, a lot of the bad things that people go through, you got to be an alchemist. You have to transmute. You have to transmute all of that, all of these negative experiences and moments of, I guess, hitting rock bottom. You got to transmute all of that into. You got to transmute all of that into what you're doing today. That's how you put your heart into it. Transmuting all these experiences, positive or negative, transmute it into what you're doing now. Taco says, well, Don Quixote also believed he was a fantasy character. He's kind of the first real shunibu in that sense. What's a shunibu? Is that a new term for like people who are obsessed with anime or something? It's not a weeaboo? Is that like a different way to say weeaboo now? I'm really out of. I'm getting old over here. I don't know the new terminologies. I don't know the new terminologies over here. But yeah, I think that's the most I can say about this without going on. I gotta actually land this plane at some point. But I hope this all made sense. I hope it made sense that that's my 2023. I want to get more people to their destination. I want to help more people achieve their vision. I want to spread what I know to other people that can, with the intent of helping them achieve their dreams too. Because I've kind of got mine. I'm kind of in a great place in life. I haven't clocked in at a job in probably 7 years. Not that that's the criteria for happiness. It's definitely not. We have this great resignation going on where everyone's just quitting their jobs and becoming entrepreneurs. And I think it's a beautiful thing, honestly. I mean, jobs have treated us inhumanely for so long, especially younger workers, like people, teenagers out of work, people in the food industry, people in the retail. It's been hell. It's been hell for us. It's almost as if we were not human the way we're spoken to sometimes by customers, by bosses. You break a leg and they still ask you if you're coming to work. You still coming in? It'll be a snowstorm. I had to drive to work in a snowstorm one time. And the whole time I'm driving, I'm thinking like, why am I doing this? Because I'm worried I'm going to lose this job if I don't show up. I could lose my life trying to show up to this job right now, and I'm worried about losing this. I could lose my car at the minimum. Just to ponder that one. You risk your life for a job that you might lose if you don't show up, but you might lose your life if you do show up. It's crazy criteria. It's a crazy concept. So I'm not mad at all at the Great Resignation. I'm not mad at all that everyone wants to become an entrepreneur now. I think a lot of us have earned it. I suffered retail not for too long, man. Listen, I could only do retail. I could only do the retail life for I could only do the retail thing for about 3 years before I said, no more. No, I can't do this. The literal translation is 8th grader syndrome. That's awesome. I probably have 8th grader syndrome then. I am a chuny. How do you pronounce that? Chunibu. Yeah, I don't know. I got to look at the pronunciation of that. But yeah, I probably have 8th grader syndrome. Yeah, listen, man. I worked at Best Buy for probably 2 years. And I just said to myself, I'm never doing this again. The amount of pressure they put on me just to sell warranties and all this other jazz, all these other add-ons. You can't just sell a TV. If you sell a TV just raw, you are getting scorned. You're being put down. Even though it was like a $2,000 TV, who knows how much profit they made off of that. You also got to sell all this extra jazz. So yeah, man, no, I don't regret leaving that life. I mean, it wasn't the last job I had. I actually worked at a sign manufacturer, which that was a great job. That job I could have done forever if I hadn't found this, But yeah, but for everyone else that's working at miserable jobs, I don't look down at them for quitting, randomly ghosting a job. I think, hey man, if you don't feel like you're being treated right, then why be there? Or even less than that, if you're just not happy somewhere, if you're not happy doing something, then why do it? You're doing it for the money? Well, you can't put yourself through 8 hours of misery a day just so you can walk out of there with $100 a day. It's not a good thing. Definitely not. But thank God that I was able to escape that lifestyle. And for the people that do like doing that lifestyle, like having that lifestyle, more power to you. There's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with going that route. But there's so many different routes and roads and curves and swings towards happiness. Whatever road gets you there, as long as you're happy, who cares? I just wasn't happy there. So that's why I escaped it. I didn't want to do this forever. So, and a lot of the creators who were around me, I've heard the same thing from them. So, more power to all of us that are happy. As long as you're happy, who cares with the way you're doing it? As long as you're not hurting someone else also in the process, then it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Bravehearts, look forward to the Donnie Brasco episode this Wednesday, 7 p.m. I marked out a little bit. I definitely fanboyed a little bit because let me tell you, I was in college and I wrote documentaries about this. I did video essays on this guy. So getting to talk to him was awesome. And we filmed it the day before Thanksgiving. So the fact that he made time for that between whatever plans he probably had for Thanksgiving, it's a big deal to me. A wise man once said that if you can enjoy your job, you never have to work a day in your life. I strive to have that kind of life. Bingo. Mondo bingo. But yeah, that's the moral of today's story. If you can work happy, then you're not really working, right? You aren't really working. But yeah, that's it. And I'm in a happy place. Shout out to the Wolfpack. Shout out to Matthew Zaytoon, Afternoon FM. Check it out. Check out the Donnie Brasco episode this Wednesday, 7 p.m. And let's all fight for our dreams. Let's put our hearts and souls into everything, all right? But stay brave and keep on keeping on. Catch you later, Bravehearts. Catch me tomorrow on Twitch for Tekken Tuesday also. Peace.